Lean Six Sigma is one of the most disciplined approaches we have for solving problems inside of organizations. But actually, the truth of this, in many companies, Lean Six Sigma, LSS, ends up marginalized and it gets pushed to the side. Even worse, its efforts are duplicative with something that's already happening somewhere else in the organization. But why did this happen? Well, it's not because LSS doesn't work. It's because of how it's positioned inside the larger ecosystem of project management and strategy. The nature of Lean Six Sigma is this. Let's start with Lean Six Sigma itself. At its core, Lean Six Sigma is designed for very specific targeted problems. The kind of problems where the outcome is actually unclear, the causes are unknown, and the solutions are not obvious. That's why we separate signal from the noise, right? This is where we analyze the variables, figure out which X's are really driving the Y's, right? It's a structured, methodical way to get to the truth when the answer isn't obvious. In other words, Lean Six Sigma shines in precision problem solving. Now compare that to large-scale project management. Whether it's run through a PMO, project management office, a transformation office, or an executive-led initiative, these efforts are about breadth. They span across departments, geographies, and even multiple business lines. They come with executive sponsorship, funding, and visibility, right? So their mandate is to deliver major outcomes for the entire enterprise. So you have Lean Six Sigma focusing on precision at the process level, and you have project management focusing on the breadth at the enterprise level. And that's where the tension comes in. What happens when both are in flight at the same time, right? The project management level and the LSS level. Here's the reality. Those larger initiatives often contain within them the smaller problem slices that could be Lean Six Sigma projects. But if there's no coordination, you now have two efforts tackling the same scope, and that creates duplication. And when push comes to shove, the larger initiative, well, that's going to win out, right? That's going to dominate because the Lean Six Sigma project at the end ends up getting sidelined, deprioritized, or dismissed altogether. It becomes a secondary effort, even when the team is doing work that has nothing to do with it. It's that the efforts are duplicative versus the larger initiative. So why did this happen so often? It comes down to three big reasons. Adoption. Organizations don't adopt LSS as the default toolkit. Instead, it sits as a program off to the side, disconnected from the strategy. Intake. There's no formal intake process linking enterprise projects to Lean Six Sigma efforts. So the LSS team launches projects independently without knowing what else is actually taking place. And culture. Leaders often see Lean Six Sigma as tactical, not strategic, which means it doesn't get pulled close to leadership. And when executives don't own it, it gets left out of the real decision making. So how do we fix this, right? Well, it's not too complicated, but it does require some discipline. The fix is integrated governance. And here's what that means, right? Lean Six Sigma projects shouldn't float as standalone efforts. Instead, they should function as sub-projects within the larger organizational initiatives. So when a big transformation or PMO project runs into a specific problem where the cause and solution are unknown, that's when you spin up the Lean Six Sigma sub-project. That's where it sits. And this ensures Lean Six Sigma work is directly connected to enterprise priorities. It prevents the duplication, and it elevates practitioners from being seen as tactical problem solvers and instead being seen as strategic enablers. So that's why Lean Six Sigma often falls by the wayside. Not because the method doesn't work, but because it isn't structurally tied to strategy. Integrated governance is the only way to give Lean Six Sigma staying power inside of large organizations. And that's where we'll pick up with on Execution Tuesday with the how. I'll share the blueprint for embedding Lean Six Sigma directly into enterprise governance, intake processes, dashboard, leadership alignment, and strategic cascade. That's what's coming up next. Remember, Execution Tuesday discusses the how, Strategy Saturday tells you the why. Strategy and execution. Let's bring them both together, and that's how we make it happen. Take care until next time.